Hi, my name is Chris, and I'm here to talk to you about what to look for when picking the best merchant services company for your business. Now, before we dive into that, we're going to take a look behind the scenes in credit card processing so we understand the rules of the game. And then I'm going to give you 3 insider tips or questions to ask a prospective provider. So let's dive right into it. Credit cards or debit cards, they get out into the world because they're issued to the consumers by large banks such as Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. And they issue these cards with an association label on it: Visa, MasterCard, Discover. Amex is unique in the aspect that Amex is also an issuer. And the consumer then takes these cards and can go spend their money or their line of credit at a merchant for goods or services. Well, the merchant needs a way to accept those cards, and they can get money from the consumer if the consumer is paying with the card. And what the merchant's going to do is work with an acquirer, either directly or indirectly, and that acquirer is going to then work through the associations with the issuer to get their money, who then works to get it back from the consumer. And this is kind of the flow. And there's a flow or a waiting time period between this aspect of the process and between this aspect of the process. And that's why there's credit card fees or interest rates to consumers, and that's why there's credit card processing fees to merchants. And so this is kind of how it works. Now, there's only a handful of acquirers out there, but there's literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of independent organizations or representatives out there who the merchant has the opportunity to work with. And so if the merchant's working with an ISO or a rep, that ISO or rep is then turning around and working with a particular acquirer to actually do the money movement. These guys are doing more of a service or maybe a technical aspect role behind the process. So why would a merchant want to work with an ISO or rep as opposed to directly working with the acquirer? Well, it goes back to what the most important part of picking the best merchant services company is, which is service. Because frankly, pricing matters, but you can get great pricing with the acquirer or the ISO or the rep if you're working with the right ones. So you really want to look at picking the best service-oriented company that fits your business needs. So the way you tell that, the way that you can tell easily, and this is the tip 1, is you want to find out how long they've been around for. And why that's important to longevity gives you an idea as to how their service has been over time. If they haven't been around very long, they don't have much of a track record, but they've been around for a long time, then there's a better chance that they have good service because they're satisfying the customer. And so an easy way to look that up on an ISO or a rep is if they have a website, check and see how old the domain is. Or if you can figure out their actual company name, if it's an LLC or a corp, you can look it up publicly and see how long they've been registered for. Or frankly, just ask them how long they've been around for. Now, if they haven't been around that long, it may not be the worst thing in the world. Maybe you want to ask them what they did before. Maybe they're coming out of an IT field or a finance field and they have a lot of credibility. Or maybe you can just tell they have high service and they're just coming into it new, and you want to work with them because you can tell they're going to service you very, very well. So asking how long they've been around is a great indicator to give you an idea what the service level is going to be like. Another little trick is to call the service number that's on their business card or on their website, the general office number or the 1-800 number. Now, a lot of ISOs or reps give you the direct 1-800 number of the acquirer. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but typically it's difficult to get things done quickly, or it can be difficult to get everything you need to get done through the 1-800 number. And so if they're giving you a number for their office, call it. Call it in the mid-morning, call it in the afternoon, call it after hours on weekends. See if they answer. See if you leave a message, how fast they respond. This is a great way to check before you sign up with the rep or the ISO how they're going to respond once you're a customer. So calling is great. Also, you can email or get on their social media, post on a Facebook page if they have one. See how fast they respond as a little check. The last thing you're going to want to try to do is ask for references. Ask for businesses that process with them or work with them in the local area, or ask them for ones that work on the national level. Ask them for their biggest client. What's their longest client, their oldest client? Those are the questions you want to ask, and see if you can call them. If it matters enough to you, call the other merchant and find out how they've been treated by the organization or the representative. They give you a good idea as to how they're going to treat you, obviously. And don't be afraid to really ask them those tough questions to the ISO or the rep, and seeing how they respond to these tough questions will also give you a good idea as to how they're going to service you as a company. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.